The place smells like burnt coffee. It thrums with life. When I was young and writing there, I wasn't thinking about book deals or professor positions or reviews. I wanted my book jacket on the wall.
There are two criteria to get your book on the wall. The first is that you have to write the book at the pastry shop, and the second is that it has to be published and not self-published.
The wall means that it's a place where writers go to create. It means you're part of a universe of people who create books in a place, and it shows that the work's respected.
As part of the younger generation of writers, I found inspiration in the Hungarian pastry shop. I think purely due to the atmosphere. The liveliness, the chaos, the smells, everything about it is so inspirational.
It's a very utilitarian sort of environment. Tables are tiny. The lighting is warm, but a little drab too. And it just felt very sort of old world community of people trying to do some serious things.
You can just grab a pen and a piece of paper and start writing because that's what a lot of other people in there are doing. You feel like you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Part of what is distinctive about the Hungarian pastry shop for a lot of people, the Hungarian pastry shop is really about regulars. It's a kind of like about people who are there often.
Jim gets here before I do, and he sits in one of the first 4 tables every time.
It's funny, all of my friends know me as Jim, who goes to the Hungarian pastry shop every morning. I like the front, just because that's where the action is. You see every person that comes in.
I like to be a little bit in the middle of the room. It gives me the sense of being more of part of the center of it. When you're in sort of a gawker's perch, you're busy looking at what everybody else is doing.
I would sit at the very back. I guess like you have your back to a wall, which feels wonderful. You have that illusion that you can see everyone and no one can see you.
Writers usually keep schedules. People are pretty regular about what they like, so they'll get the same coffee and pastry every day.
I always order the same thing, which is coffee with 1 cookie.
I really like the little Danish, the cheese Danish. That's my favorite one.
I would order a coffee. I found it almost pretentious to go in there and order a cappuccino.
Every morning it was sort of the same table and the same cookies and the same coffee and the same lighting and no internet, and it was just fantastic. Hungarian pastry shop was absolutely essential, like as essential as a laptop for writing the book. And of course I put the Hungarian pastry shop in the novel as a kind of cameo. Because how could I not? Because it sort of shaped the whole process.
I think what the Hungarian pastry shop gives you is an environment almost where you can lose yourself a little bit in creating. So in some ways, I owe entire books to the Hungarian pastry shop.
Maybe roughly a half of the book has been written in the Hungarian pastry shop or can be connected with work in the Hungarian pastry shop.
It was 2006, 7, 8. And at that point, I just started showing up every morning, sitting there and pretending, playing writer as the writers were actually writing. I needed it, especially as a young writer. Being around so many wonderful writers and in an environment that feels very communal, I think it imbues the hour or 2 or 3 you're working with confidence that you can do this thing.
I started going there about 12 years ago. I kind of became the unofficial leader of the group. Every day I will meet about 15 to 20 people that I will say hi to. I've got to attribute some of that to the whole Hungarian pastry shop experience. You know, it just blossoms into other relationships and knowing people, and it goes on and on and on and on.
How are you? Good to see you. And I still remember the first time I walked in, I said hi to Philip. He nicknamed me Fancy Pants. Very good. Because for some reason he thought I always was wearing fancy. They were jeans, but I guess they were tight. I don't know.
Why do you call Daniel Fancy Pants?
Have you seen his pants? I like meeting the people. I like talking to people. One of the best parts of the job for me is being able to meet people and learn from them.
What's inspired me from the Hungarian pastry shop has been the people. The people who are coming in. You're getting every type of person. You're getting the students, you're getting the families, you're getting the tourists. You're getting it all, and I think you learn so much just from like seeing it, right?
You are in a place where you understand that life is happening, that things are happening around you, that different relationships are taking place all around you.
I've looked for like other places to work, and of course there's lots of nice coffee shops in the city, but there's nothing even remotely similar to the Hungarian pastry shop. It's not maximizing revenue because often it's absolutely full, and with people who have been there for many hours, and the shop would make more money if they made them move, and they'll never do anything like that.
People ask this question a lot. This is a very common question. How do we make money when everybody's sitting for hours and hours? What people like, what gets lost in the calculation is that you have to have a place that people want to come to. If they're inspired, then it means that the place is doing what it's supposed to do for them, and it's giving them what they need.
And I think the way I always looked at the Hungarian pastry shop for me was it was very much a movable feast. I could always take that with me.